My name is Dirk Elsen. I'm a director of SNV, Netherlands Development Organization. I'm in the tourist business, but in a somewhat different way than you are. SNV is a management consultancy for the poor. We work with poor people. We try to help poor people overcome poverty and be lifted out of poverty. We basically charge no fees to the clients that we work with. We work with some 3,000 clients across the globe on 4 continents. SNV employs about 950 advisors that work out of some 100 offices that we have in those 33 countries. Most of our staff are local staff. Our annual turnover is somewhat in the order of about 100 million euros. The Dutch government very graciously gives us that money. We are in the process of very rapidly diversifying our resource base in partnership with many other partners. Now, why am I here? I'm indeed, as the previous speaker said, I'm kind of the bottom of the pyramid guy. But why is the bottom of the pyramid guy coming to a conference that talks about tourism investment? Well, I don't think I'm out of context here, and I really welcome the opportunity to speak briefly to you. And I won't beat about the bush. What I need is climate change. But the climate change that we really need is that you, as business community, need to realize that you are the engine for development and that you can indeed help poor people be lifted out of poverty. This is not a zero-sum game. This is, I think, somebody talked about the quadruple bottom line. I was still on the triple bottom line, but I wholeheartedly buy into the quadruple bottom line. I think that's what it's indeed all about. Now, the small problem that I have is that also when you listen to the other speakers, there's a lot of talk about this. There's a lot of talk about the opportunity here, but I don't see enough action. And funnily enough, oftentimes when people talk about the bottom of the pyramid, they always look at the poor as consumers. What I would like to discuss with you that I think there's many more opportunities to get the poor drawn into business activity. They can be consumers, yes, but they can also be suppliers, they can be employees, and very interestingly, I think they can be entrepreneurs. And do we ever look at the poor as entrepreneurs? No, we prefer to look at them as a rather sorry group of people that need charity and that need handouts. Now, SNV has been trying to do this for some time now. What we try to do particularly is work with bottlenecks in value chains of companies to create business opportunities that reduce cost, that increase profitability, and that also improve the livelihood of the poor. Good for business, good for the poor. Again, it isn't and it need not be a zero-sum game. To that effect, we have in 2004 struck up a partnership with the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. It's kind of a coalition of 200 of the world's leading companies. General Electric is in that, Shell is in that. Surprisingly, there's no tourism company in that. Perhaps you can tell me why. The focus of our partnership is actually on identifying inclusive business opportunities and make them work. And I can tell you, it is working. And it starts working better every day. In Peru, for instance, we work with coffee exporters to, on the one hand, increase the quality and the traceability of the product, but at the same time provide increased income for small producers. Over the years, and particularly in the past couple of years, we have really broadened and intensified our tourism work. And we're very happy that we've been able to strike up this partnership with the UNWTO. And that's obviously why we are here. Over the past couple of years, we've worked very intensively with the WTO on all kinds of issues like tourism policy, strategy formulation, both at the national and also at the local levels. We are in Lao PDR, and there we're working in Vientiane, turning war shelters into poverty shelters. And I think that's actually a very, very interesting example where, let me show you the next slide, where in Hua Phan province, which is the poorest province in Lao PDR, 40% of the population survives on less than $1 per day.